Alrighty then. Rotate your phone. I wonder why. Okay.
It's nice that they tell you to do that.
It is actually. Okay. Okay, I think are live and we're now right side up.
Okay.
So this is Donna and we are live at Lori Foster's reader and author event. The book signing has just started, so you can hear 500 women behind us trying to buy books. But Callie has agreed to interview with us, so she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and her books. And I've already read one of them and absolutely loved it, and it's coming out on Monday. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
So Callie, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I've been writing books, novels for about 7 years. Although I've been writing all of my life, I didn't tackle a book until then. And I have mostly Western historicals I started off writing, and then I switched to Regency, and that's pretty much what I write now, except for that one romantic suspense that came out a couple of months ago.
Okay, and that one looks really good, Mrs. Pennyworth.
Yeah, The Pursuit of Mrs. Pennyworth. It's a dark, stalking story.
Yeah, during Jack the Ripper time.
Yes,
so
right.
That'll be very
in London. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Wagering for Mrs. Blake, because I loved that because I felt like it was sweet, and I loved him trying to win her over, and I just loved how the ending was a little bit different. But tell just a little bit about that book, and we won't give anything away.
Okay, we don't want to do any spoilers, right? Well, the book starts off with the couple meeting at a wedding. The wedding they meet at is from the book before that, Denying the Dude. When they get married, this couple meets. And I wouldn't say he's instantly in love with her, but he's really attracted to her. He right away thinks that this is the woman he may want to marry. And so he starts courting her, but she lets him know right from the start that she's not interested. And the reason she's not interested is she can only marry a man with a title. And she tries to make him think that that's her idea, but it's actually her parents' idea, mostly her mother. So he wagers that not only will she marry him, but she'll fall in love with him. And that's pretty much what the story is about, is him trying to get her to fall in love with her.
And it was beautifully done. I loved it. I loved it. It was so just sweet. I don't know.
Thanks.
And so speaking about Denying the Dude, so that one will be on special?
That's already on sale for 99 cents. In anticipation of the release of the next book in the series coming out on, so it has a book club ad on Monday, but it's already on sale for 99 cents at all the vendors.
Okay, very good. So for those of you out there watching, you definitely want to catch that one. So tell us, like, the biggest surprise after being a writer. Like, has anything surprised you?
I want to say how much work is involved, because it's not just writing the book and then having your editor tear it apart and rewriting the book, but it's all the promotion, the marketing, the attempts for visibility, things like this that brings my books to the attention of readers. And that's probably more than I would say was the biggest surprise. I thought I would write my little book and send it off, and that would be it. No, it doesn't work that way. A lot more to it.
Yeah, very good. So what did you do before you were a writer?
Well, I worked for Chase Manhattan Bank in the corporation department for a long time, and then I also worked in sales. I did that for a long time, and then I was working in the archive department of the Oklahoma State Library when I read information on the Oklahoma land run, which I knew nothing about. I was educated on the East Coast, and nothing, west of the East Coast matters anything. So I got the idea for a story by reading those documents, and I walked into my office and I quit. Went home and I said to my husband, I just quit my job, I'm going to write a book. And he said, it's about time.
Oh, how supportive.
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
Goodness.
So then I wrote A Run for Love, which starts off with the Oklahoma land run. It's a series of 6 books, all take place in Oklahoma. So that's how I got started.
So would you recommend that for an aspiring author out there?
To quit their job, tell their husband? Well, it depends. But see, I had been talking about writing a book for years, and he knew I was a writer. I had done magazine articles, and when I worked for Chase Manhattan Bank, I wrote for their newsletter. So it wasn't like this was something I woke up and said, I think today I'll be a writer. So that's why he'd always encouraged me to try it. So, so yeah. It was,
how exciting.
Yeah.
And I just think, there's so many of us that feel like that we're too old to do something different. Like, I think that so many times, and just how exciting to just become a writer.
Just sat down and said, I'm going to do this. And while all of my sisters and brothers and their spouses are all retiring, I'm putting in 50 hours a week on my jobs. So, but it's fun. I love it.
I was just going to say, does it feel like a job?
No, it does not feel. When you're doing something you love, it's not a job. It's a lot of work. It's stressful, and I'm tired, but it's not really work.
Yeah. Wow. So what kind of research do you do before you write your books?
Well, I always have my Regency research, which is, I've got like 8 binders full of information on titles and how they lived, how they worked, the whole thing. I have all of that. But then depending on what the story is about, it might be some extra type of research. Like one story I wrote, a genius. And since I'm not a genius, that took some work. I wrote a blind hero one time, so I walked around the house blindfolded, banging into things to kind of get a feel, sort of thing. I had one heroine, these are all my Regency's book, one heroine who was a botanist, so I had to do a lot of research on botany and that sort of thing. So it does, you got to get a lot of that done at the beginning, but then as you start to write, you think, oh, I better figure this one out, and then you have to go and check it. So it's a lot of research.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is there something readers would be surprised to know about you?
Surprised. I have twin grandbabies. My twin, I call them the twinados. I'm always having them post them on Facebook. They'll be 4 years old in August, and they're starting pre-K. They're 2 boys, and they drive my son and his wife absolutely crazy. But I just love them to death. But boy, think of 2 boys at that age together, 24/7. Yeah, it's a challenge.
My sister, I don't know if she's on there, but she has a 4-year-old and an almost 3-year-old, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I love them to death. But being a mom with them 24/7 would be different.
Yes, and these are the same exact age that are together all the time. And when my son kind of sighs, I say to him, well, remember how crazy you and Andy used to be because they were close friends when you were little? I said, they have their best friend with them 24/7, so it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
So for our last question for Facebook Live, so for an event like this, what would you recommend to readers? Any advice for them when they attend an event like this?
Well, plan to, if you're an introvert, plan to maybe do some one-on-one conversations with some of the authors. And this is good advice for authors too. And just plan to have a good time and meet and maybe open up to some new authors that you've never thought about before, you've never read before, and just basically enjoy being with other people who love to read and love to write.
Yeah,
that's really a big thing.
It's like you automatically have something in common.
Yeah, as soon as you sit down, you've got something in common. I always start off a conversation with, so what do you like to read? And then and everybody says everything. Then when you narrow them down, it's like, well, I don't read this, and I really don't care for that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more genres out there now than I ever knew about.
Yes, there are. Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much. So we're going to end our Facebook Live, and we're going to run over to the blog and record for there, and we will post it later this week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, there's Callie. Callie, you will love her book, so you definitely need to make sure you look her up, Callie Hutton. And we just mentioned that Denying the Duke is 99 cents because the second book is coming out, Waiting for Miss Blake, on Monday. My cousin Kelly is the one that got me reading romance books when I was way too young, but we won't tell Mom. We were reading historical romance, Rebecca Brandwin.
Yes.
I mean, we had all those kind of books out there then. So, yeah, she's the one that started this.
Oh, okay.
All right, bye for now. Oh, that's so cute that she put LOL.